know how that go. You know what I mean? You can't take care of family like that. So I understand your point, and I agree with you 100%. But we need to start right here on the ground. And and
those who are there. That's what I was like. Those who are there.
Right where, Brother Ascari? Right where?
We need to start where we are. Okay, meaning that if you in America, okay, you like we hooked up with RZA 786. We need to be working with a brother like RZA to look at reasonable opportunities in the States to invest money so that we can gain ground, be it in Pittsburgh, I'll give you an example. Also in places like Atlanta, whenever you have a situation like this right here, where you have a pandemic or the stock market is going down, this is the time when you need to be investing, okay? And why? Because everything becomes cheap at the moment, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to be looking in areas of Detroit where they got rundown housing, okay? Areas of Pittsburgh where whole neighborhoods have been dilapidated, okay? And go up in these areas, start buying houses, start flipping them, just like we used to do back in the day on the block. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you know.
Right.
And raise some cash flow.
Yeah. And so some of these houses, man, they're auctioning these houses off for $5,000, $4,000. You know what I mean? And so they're going to take a lot of work, but then that's when you come and you bring 5 or 10 brothers together, how much money we got. And we go ahead and we build. You know what I mean?
Brother Ascari,
yeah.
I want to chime in on that.
Get it there.
Buffalo, about 15 years ago, right, was like that. I bought 2 houses in Buffalo that needed to be renovated. They needed some work. Now, one of them I paid $1,500 for, the other $5G for.
Is it? Yeah.
Now, it's not like that now because of gentrification. Yeah. But the point I want to make is, when I was at the auction, you had a lot of brothers from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Yemen, right? And they there as like a group, buying big stuff with deep pockets as a group. So here you there for Dolo. You bidding on stuff for like 2G, 3G for Dolo.
Right.
But they in there with a group with like 300, 400, 500 G. And they walk out with commercial properties, tenements and all kind of stuff. So just to chime in on your point. Absolutely.
See, this is the problem I have. This is the reason why I left the States, I'll be honest with you, is that when it comes down to obtaining the bag, our people will collaborate on some devious stuff. I just got to tell it, man. And so for me, that hurts my heart. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to collaborating on some righteous stuff above, above the law, right? You know what I'm saying? Not illegal. We'd be like, no, I can't. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the only money I got. You know what I mean? I'm like, you had on a ski mask back in the day. I keep. So, Aki, this is how it is, Aki. And so, brothers don't have the wherewithal to trust one another. Where as far as back in the day, you was trusting your life with these knuckleheads.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that we have to get to a level of commitment and trust where we willing to go all out, you know what I'm saying, and break off, say, hey. So in the process of doing that, it goes to what I was talking about on part 4 about repatriation, which is the co-op, okay? And like those brothers that he talked about that showed up at the auction like that, those brothers are only co-oping. Why? Because they know and they practice the same sunnah that the brothers is practicing in Africa. The same
Facts.
the brothers is practicing in the Middle East. The same sunnah they practicing in Asia. We are the only people that find fault with coming together with our own and
coming together.
Yeah, and doing what need to be doing.
That's right.
And so what I'm saying is that instead of asking somebody for something, you come together, you put together something, and you say, we got this. And then they say, wow, y'all got that? We're going to match y'all. Then you rolling together. You know what I mean?
Check this out.
That's the level that I'm playing at. That's the level that I want us to play at. You know what I mean? We do have it. You know what I mean? We ain't just, we got people who got money who strategically sound for that would love to have that opportunity that Africa can offer. So it's give and take. It's not just us giving to Africa or taking from Africa, but we also giving.
I'm gonna give you another example. Back in the day.
So that's I'm gonna give you a Ghana.
Okay, back in the day, when I met Hassan again, I met Hassan back in like 2000 again in like 2000 and I want to say 2007 or 2008. He was in Sudan. He came with a delegation to Sudan, and the brother that was in charge of the delegation was Akbar
Muhammad.
Akbar Muhammad, yeah. Akbar Muhammad was in charge of the delegation. And so Akbar Muhammad, and this why I got so much respect and love for these brothers, man. And I say this to all the brothers that I speak to, all the brothers back in the States, Aki. And this is just from my experience of being overseas. And I say this sometimes with tears in my eyes. Why? Because I tell brothers, man, that if I was back in the States knowing what I know now, I'm joining the nation.
Come on now.
I'm just.
Come on now.
Why? And just how I feel. Because when you get out and you see how brothers be moving and stuff like that, and they be all fickle-minded and, oh, I'm with this group, oh, you with that group, I don't know, I can't roll with people like that, man.
No.
It hurts my heart. You know what I'm saying? So my point is that I'd rather roll with people that are sound when it comes down to wanting good for all Black people.
Right.
With somebody that we got the same religious understanding, but if he saw me coming down the street, like brothers be doing, if he saw me coming down the street and he go outside, he would act like he didn't see me.
Right.
What kind of brothers?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was some other dudes that don't rock with the dudes I rock with. So,
He
gonna be like, I'm gonna make him my key. He gonna be like, I can't roll with people like that, And so I'm not, Harun, you know how I am. I'm straight up. I'm straight up. And I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm gonna say exactly how I feel. So if any time in the future, if I was to come back to the States, I'm rolling with the nation. You know what I'm saying? Only community that I would hook up with, it got to be a bona fide Muslim community.
That's right.
Need to be done.
That's right. Big facts.
About action.
Big facts.
Discipline and about action. I understand.
And so with that being said, okay, when I met Akbar Muhammad, he was the ambassador. Listen to this. He was the ambassador for Farrakhan okay, to Africa. And every time he rode to Africa, Ghana, Gambia, wherever he went, they rolled out the red carpet. Why? Because they respect that.
That's right.
And he didn't have to come with nothing and say, hey, or anything like that. All of those brothers who came from the nation that had finances, them brothers was dealing in diamonds, brothers was dealing in gold, and all of that right there. And they didn't come with a large group, but just enough of them. You know what I mean? All right. Now check this out. They was getting uncut goods. Okay. Uncut goods at reasonable prices. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is all of those things are possible. But until you have the level of fortification and respect that they're going to give you just because, that's the problem that we got, is because we don't have the ideal on how to come together. None of them brothers that came with the nation even had an inclination in his mind to not roll with the group.
Right.
Whenever they arrived, boom, they checked in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, where we gonna be meeting at? Oh, we over here. We already got your room ready, brother. Okay. Is the lieutenant there? The lieutenant's there. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Brother show up. So I'm like a marquee. You know what I'm saying? The whole shot. So what I'm trying to say is that because they got structure and because
they have organized. They're organized.
And so that is the basis and the mainframe that we have to be working from. If we're not working from that position, then we're wasting our time, man. And this is the problem that we got as African Americans, is because as soon as one brother starts showing, you know, we have to be able to say, hey, you know what, Muntadha's the youngest brother, but since he got the most knowledge on this situation right here, we're gonna let him take the lead. And everybody say, okay, cool. Why? Because the brother in charge said that's who's taking the lead. Not because, I don't really know that brother like that. I don't even know if I should put my money behind that brother like that. You ain't got no opinion in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how we rolling as a group. These are the problems that we have as the people, Aki. And so we have to uproot a lot of this stuff that we got. I know brothers, man, they'll trust a Pakistani, an Indian, or Arab before they trust African American. And so those are traits that we have to uproot. And we have to put our efforts together so as to, until we can put a dollar together, and trust one another with that, and co in a way to make us strong at home, abroad, we ain't nothing. And they know that. That's why they can come into our communities and they can set up shop, and they Muslims, and sell pork and sell alcohol, because we know that we're not gonna come together. We're not gonna shut them down. You know what I'm saying? But
that's what the brothers. That's what they did. That's what they did in the Republic of Benin. Now peep this. I'm a car dealer, so I got a Class W dealer's license.
Okay.
So I do auctions and all that kind of stuff, car auctions. And the Lebanese formed a conglomerate, and they put up the first car auction in West Africa, in Benin Republic. Now these are cats that they into a lot of fraud and stuff, but that's another story.
Yeah,
the point is, you know how they get down. You know how they get down.
Jokers is all
you know,
over the place.
You know what I'm saying? But the point is, they were able to come together and do something that, with all due respect, you know how many brothers, West African brothers in particular, who have export licenses, who are at auctions now? Now, when I first started 20 plus years ago, there weren't many of them. But within the last 10 years, A lot of brothers, especially from Nigeria, have export licenses. And with that, they have access to auctions.
Okay.
Wouldn't it make more sense to establish a company, right? To go to any West African country, incorporate there, and set up a real deal auction versus 300-400 brothers buying 3-4 cars individually, and then getting them to Nigeria and setting them and selling them on in front of your complex. They got a dirt. I mean, it don't, like, we gotta be more. That's sloppy.
Sloppy, yeah.
That's sloppy.
Got to be large scale. Got to be sophisticated.
Yeah. I mean, there's like 300 to 500 of us.
And so with that point that you made, Muqtada, and Harun already spoke upon the reasons why they can't get to that level sometimes, because some of those brothers, when they come over there, this brother right here, he from Nigeria. It may be another brother from Nigeria. But
yeah.
One may be Hausa, the other one may be Fulani, the other one may be Igbo, this one may be Yoruba. And because of the certain differences that they may have had, okay, they just don't roll like that in their country. Okay. Now the Hausa and the Fulani roll together. Because
Right.
Okay, you got some Yoruba that may roll with them, but those are the ones that are Muslims. Okay, and so they got our situation is slightly different, but all of those we got tribalism up in us, and it don't really show its face like that. We can't coin it. You know what I'm saying? These are the problems I'm talking about. So we have to be able to pull together, man, and put a coin together. And so and I'll be honest with you, brothers, man. A lot of what I've done so far is out of frustration with our people, because I've been battling tooth and nail to get brothers to co-op, even on the ground there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so now I'm just now getting brothers to realize that this is just what we need to be doing. You know what I mean? And so when we hook up with some other brothers that are in the States and we really kind of like kick it off and get it large scale, that is the way to go. It doesn't make a difference if we're in the same cities or not. It doesn't make, because the ideal is that whatever we do, we put something together, and until just let it keep moving, boom. And then when the time comes, we make a move on something that can make us some dough in the future. You know what I mean?
When I went to Cambodia, right? And when I came back, I had told some brothers, I said, had I gone there with 5 solid brothers, 5 solid brothers who were on top of their game, we could have taken over. I'm telling you. This is no exaggeration. I'm not reaching. Because the opportunities on the ground were so vast, especially in terms of like rice, jasmine rice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, mangoes, oud, the same oud that oud.
Yeah.
We're talking oud plantations, a whole 9, like really.
Yeah.
Making boss moves. But when you start thinking, you're like, man, what 5 brothers can I really at that level?
You can't get 5.
And we're talking 5. I'm talking about brothers like African American, like.
Yeah. And so that's the.
Well, I think now I think that's what this probably the programs will be about, is to reach out to those people that we were never able to connect to, and through the internet, in our discussions, I think we probably will be surprised on how many brothers are out there that probably are thinking in the same mindset and have a lot to offer, that we can come together and do those things. You know what I mean? Like most people would not know how much years of experience we have over in this part of the world. And what is our view on how things should go from grassroots to strategic? You know what I mean? So I think the more we get more content and the more we obtain more audiences, and we will probably find a lot of people that will probably, you know, that are collective thinkers and, you know, practical thinkers and people who are really trying to do something in terms of commerce, because I think that's what it all comes down to. You know, power and wealth comes from commerce, and of course building relationships. If we have a network throughout the world that we've already built up, then it's just a matter of what are the commodities that we can actually extract out of the ground, how we can partner with those people that believes and trust in us, and then how we can actually divert that to economies that are huge economies that can actually buy from us. Yeah. So it can be United States, and as I said, you know, America, when it comes to our brand, you know, I think we're the best people of innovation, innovative people, and being able to brand and market things anywhere in the world. And I haven't seen that amongst the opportunity for African American owned / African partnership owned ExxonMobil. So a lot of African countries are already, I'm sure they're investing into the stock exchange. They're investing in a lot of other countries that are developed and actually taking their commodities not the way they want it to be, but they have no ownership of the packaged item, but they have they're selling the raw material, and that doesn't allow them to be innovative or at least have a market share. You know what I mean? Maybe that commodity that they actually had has been repackaged or developed and packaged and then sold back to their elite. So, okay. You know, they'll open up some coffee, and the origin of the coffee is coming from their country. So I think that's some of the things that transfer technology from, of course, as you said, the main point is us collaborating together and tribalizing ourselves as an African-American community and being able to trust one another and start off on a simple thing, like what you said, Escarbre. Like, let's just start on the grassroots. Let's just come together and just put our money together and start taking a market share.
So the
whatever, even if we don't got a plan. Yeah. Even if we don't got a plan.
Yeah, even if we don't have a plan. Yeah.
Land. Yeah, let's just get some land, bro. That's simple.
So the first thing, the first ideal is to come together, co-opting, okay, and to generate a basic fund, and through that, you know what I mean, we look at things that need to be invested in. Now, let me give you some stuff that one other brother was doing. This brother, he's from out near y'all. He's from Pittsburgh. Anybody familiar with Pittsburgh? Anyway, some brothers, indigenous brothers from Pittsburgh, because a lot of people don't know that Pittsburgh has the oldest African-American mosque. Okay, one of the first mosques that was ever built.
Wow.
Sunni
wow.
Masjid. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, there's a brother that has Allah Hamel. He's passed away now. Brother name is Jamil. And Brother Jamil had a incense and oil shop there for years on one of the main strips there. Anyway, his son is I was in Egypt with him back in 2010 and 2011. And when the whole revolution thing took off, and that's what brought me here where I'm at now. Anyway, that brother took off, and that brother went to Indonesia, Malaysia area like that right there. He's been there ever since. He's married from over there and everything. Anyway, recently, in the last 2 years, we've been talking, and what he did is that he came together with some African brothers, put monies together, and they've collaborated and have made, purchased certain goods and items that were in Indonesia, okay, and out of Malaysia, cheap items, okay, but coming from Muslim society as a company, they purchased, and they started shipping these goods inside of Africa, and building up their their bag like that right there. Okay, so the items that they talking about that they were working with were perishable good items. Okay, perishable food items. Perishable food items. Why? Because unlike other items, food is the thing that everybody needs. It goes like that. Okay, I hate to give that, but these are the things that. So what they did was they got with some brothers that were already in Indonesia, and these brothers right here already having contacts with their family at home, and so they're from these countries. And so what they did was arrange the trade route. Okay, now the same thing could be done for the states also, but all they did was organize the trade route. Okay, and so once they organize the trade route, the cheapest way to get the stuff there, and when it lands, where is it landing at? What port? What so forth? So that as to have someone also from their tribe or their family already connected to deal with the people at that port, because you already know how things get caught up.
That's important. That's important.
Yeah, and so and this how they was doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just when I say start on the ground, that's how they were doing it. And they wasn't spending a lot of money. These dudes was going over there with like about $5,000 and making deals on like just perishable good items. Dried nuts, trail mix, different items, powdered milk, these type of things that the continent normally uses, but they're not producing. Okay, so and it don't have to come from Europe because it can come in cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And so they have certain things that they still import and export from, and so until you get the kind of hard currency build up to actually bring in your own machinery and then start doing it on the ground there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I had a situation a couple of years ago where a particular person had a connection, not a connection, but a trade lead. Okay. And this person needed jasmine rice.
Okay.
Which is exclusive to Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay. I made some phone calls on my side. We're talking grassroots now. We're talking grassroots. We're not talking calling up big companies, and we're talking like folk make a phone call, and they send out some scouts, and they'll go throughout the whole half of the country, positioning themselves to be able to buy a whole season's crop.
Okay. Wow.
Of the, you feel me?
Yeah.
But on the other person's side, it didn't fall through. On our side, it was cool. In other words, we had the goods, but on the other side, that particular individual, it didn't fall through. So the point I'm trying to make is chiming in on what y'all brothers are talking about. Having a network, having the ability to actually foster something like that. That's what we're talking about here. Those are power moves. That's what we're talking about. That's the kind of leverage we're talking about having, that we have access to if we're working together like a team, like team players, like real talk. Like we could just with Rude. Not Rude, y'all brothers are in the Khalij.
Yeah, that's it.
Y'all been there y'all are there.
Yeah. Dude, what they do is for a lot of items that are items that come straight out of Cambodia and stuff like that, what happens is that you have certain companies that have their company go straight on in, and in